One of those girls who ADRA removed from a dangerous situation is Jade. She was rescued 2 years ago. As she is currently living at the safe house, we cannot show you her face or tell you her real name. Jade's now 12 years old. In her short life, she's already endured things many of us hopefully will never have to face. Jade was raped at 10. Abandoned by her parents, she was living with an ageing grandmother who couldn't care for her.
I was in a village in a remote area, and the villagers were afraid that if my grandmother died, then they wouldn't know what would happen to me. They knew I didn't have any other relatives, and my mother works in Bangkok, and she only visits me occasionally. So I was at a very big risk of being trafficked. When I was in the village, my life was not so good. But since coming here, I have a better life.
If ADRA hadn't have rescued her, she would have most likely ended up in a brothel in Bangkok.
There was a time that I felt like an angel sat beside me, and the angel told me to be a Christian. So right at the moment, I believe in God.
Do you believe God helped you to heal?
Yeah, God helped me.
In the upland and mountainous areas, there would literally be hundreds and hundreds of villages in similar situations. The worst villages are those that have problems of opium addiction, and we're actually surveying some of those villages at the moment that we'd love to work with in the future and help them overcome addiction and then build resilient and sustainable agricultural systems so that they also get out of poverty and get out of debt situations.
Our journey with ADRA Thailand has come to an end. It's now off to Cambodia to see their child and fish fingerling projects. Tourists now flock to the nation's capital, Phnom Penh. It's a starting point for a journey to visit the country's famous temples. But leave town and the makeshift shacks and dusty streets tell the story of a country still really struggling to rebuild from the horrors of war. Pol Pot and the Khmer Rouge Revolution brought untold cruelty, starvation and death to so many. The communist dictatorship encouraged people to dob in their neighbours. Their crime? They were simply educated or wealthy. It left a people with little trust, no trust in their neighbours, their officials, and sometimes even their own family. The legacy is a country with no sense of community. It's something ADRA is trying to rebuild from the grassroots up.
How long, when will she harvest this garden?
Today we're off to see a village they've been working with for a while. The development work here is done through the Child Project, which stands for Child Health Improvement through Livelihood Development. It's currently in 30 villages across Cambodia. One of the main aims is improving children's lives through empowering their parents and the local community. New life skills are taught through small educational groups called reflex circles.
We've just arrived in the Bung village, which is about 2 hours north of Phnom Penh. I'm here to meet a lady who is the facilitator in one of the reflex circles.
This is Sin Pa. She says since doing the ADRA Child Project, her life's turned around. She now has the ability to earn a living so she can feed her children. And by Cambodian standards, she's considered quite wealthy. She believes her recent business success lies in the reflex circles run at her local village.
So these reflect circles are set up to create a sense of community, a place where the women feel safe to come and share their problems. What they do is they start off with a group discussion, and they talk about what the problems are which they're all facing, and then they'll decide on one problem. And from there, the group discusses the problem and comes up with a solution, a shared solution amongst the group, and then they decide on an action together.
The groups are also a platform for the women to learn a range of basic and necessary life skills, including numeracy and literacy, that are needed to earn a stable income. The success of the individual here relies on the survival of the community as a whole, and the ability of these damaged communities being able to work together.